Disclaimer: this video is an imagination written by author's perspective. It has nothing to do with real life. It's only for entertainment purpose. I own the storyline and narration, so please don't copy and repost my work. Thank you. Jimin, she's your daughter Jungkook. Vine didn't cheat on you. Smile. Jungkook snatched that envelope from Jimin's hand and checked the reports. And reports are saying that this baby is Jungkook's daughter. Jungkook's eyes became teary because of anger. He threw the lamp because of anger, and then baby started crying because she became scared because of sudden sound. Jungkook's anger vanished in a second and he became soft. Jungkook, Jimin, come to my office. Here she is sleeping, so we can't talk. Jimin nodded and started following him. Both entered into the office, and Jimin noticed that Jungkook is burning in anger. His eyes are teary, and his hands are shaking because of anger. Jimin, Jungkook, are you okay? Worried. Jungkook, how can she do this with me? She hid my child from me. Why? She's so selfish. I love her so much, but what I get in return, he said while crying. Jimin's eyes became teary when he saw Jungkook's condition. Jimin only saw him crying when his parents died. He cry every day for you. He's so broken. He gave you everything, but you did this. Jungkook, she separated my child from me. I never did anything wrong. Then why she did this with me? Jimin, only she can answer this. Call her and ask her. This is the last option. Jungkook nodded. Jungkook, okay then, call her here. Jimin, okay. Jimin nodded and dialed your number. Meanwhile, Vian, you were sitting in your room and crying. You are so worried for your baby. You don't know who take her and how is she. You are crying continuously and praying for your child's safety. Just then your phone started ringing and you immediately ran towards your phone and picked the call because you thought that OTP unknown person. If you want your daughter, then come to XYZ mention. Come fast. Before you can say anything, he cut the call. Nancy, what happened, Vian? Vian, an unknown number called me and said that if I want my daughter, then come to XYZ mention. Nancy, wait, let me call the police. She was about to call the police, but you hold her hand and stopped her. Vian, don't call the police. I'll go and bring my baby back. Nancy, but Vian, it's dangerous. You can't go alone. If you don't want to involve police in this, then okay. But I'll come with you. Vian, no, Nancy, I'll go alone. Vian, Jeon Jungkook, he kidnapped my baby. Nancy, but how can you say this? I mean, how do you know that he's the one who kidnapped your baby? Vian, Jungkook owns the XYZ mansion and only he can kidnap my baby. Now Nancy understands everything. Vian, I'll not leave him. How can he do this? You said angrily, Nancy, and what you did with him? How can you do this with a father, Vian? Vian, but I did all this for my baby's future. Teary eyes. Nancy didn't said anything, and then you left for his mansion. Time skip. You pressed the doorbell and Jungkook opened the door. Jungkook became emotional when he saw you after so many months, but you pushed him and started shouting on him. Vine, Jeon Jungkook, how dare you to kidnap my baby? How can you do this? Don't you have shame? You said while shouting, and his eyes became teary. Jungkook, yours? She's my daughter also. Don't forget that, Vine. And yes, I kidnap her, so what? If I didn't kidnap her, then will you ever come to me and told me about my baby? Teary eyes. Jungkook, you hide your pregnancy from me, and now you were planning to hide my baby from me. But thank God I bring my baby here. Now you can't look in his eyes. Jungkook, Vine, tell me my mistake. What mistake did I do that you punished me like this? You became crazy when I take your baby just for one day. Then think about me, Vine. Your eyes became teary when you heard his painful words. Vine, no, Jungkook, you did nothing wrong, but your job is wrong. Vine, I wanted to give a peaceful life to my child. I wanted to give her freedom. When your enemies attacked on me that day and I became scared. Vine, that day I decided to leave your house because you were not ready to leave your job. That's why I left you without telling anything because I wanted to give a safe and happy future to my baby. Jungkook, but Vine, I can protect cut off by you. Vine, please Jungkook, that day you were not there with me. And that day I saw death from so close. You can't stay 24 hours with me and my baby. Jungkook, but at least you should tell me about your pregnancy. How can you do this with me? Vine, I'm sorry, Jungkook. I know I did very wrong with you, but I did all this for our baby. Teary eyes. Jungkook, why don't you tell me and ask me to leave this shop? For you and my child, I can do anything. Vine, I asked you to leave this shop, and I gave you so many hints. I told you indirectly. Jungkook, but Vine, why don't you told me everything clearly? Vine, because at that time I was not confirmed about my pregnancy. That's why I didn't told you. And before I can tell you that incident happened. Vine, after that incident I became so scared and run away. Teary eyes. Jungkook hugged you. Jungkook, I'm so angry with you, Vine, but I can't do anything because I love you. Your eyes became teary. Vine, I also love you, Jungkook, and again I'm sorry. Vine, now you know everything that why I left you suddenly. So why don't you leave this mafia world? We'll start everything again, Jungkook, with our baby. But please leave this mafia stuff. You said while joining your hands in front of him, Jungkook, I can do anything for you, my queen. It's very hard to leave this mafia world, but I'll leave this for you and my princess. Smile. You smiled back and hugged him, and he kissed your forehead. 5 years later, you are reading a magazine, and your daughter Annie is playing with her toys. Right now, you are 6 months pregnant, and you and Jungkook both get married 4 years ago. He left every illegal work and opened a business, and now you are living so happily. Now your family is happy and complete. You notice that your daughter is going towards main door again and again. So you asked her, Vine, what happened, Annie? Annie, when will Dada come back home? Pout. You chuckled just then you heard door clicking sound, and you saw that Jungkook entered inside with two flower bouquet in his hand. Annie ran towards him and he picked her in his arms. Annie, Dad, I missed you. Pout. Jungkook, I missed you too, princess. And this is for you. He gave her one bouquet. He gave another bouquet to you, and you hugged him tightly. He kissed your and your daughter's forehead.